yourself whatever way feels best for you. So just allowing those shins to ground down, or if you're sitting on your shins or your sit bones, whichever way feels best for you to sit. Just give yourself a moment to sway and shake about. It still might be an opportunity if you're still in your dressing gown to leave it on for a few moments and just stay warm before we get moving. If not, just find a fixed point to gaze at. Let the eyes get heavy, let the gaze go heavy. And just begin to lengthen your breath. Just beginning to find your own breath count. Most of you have practiced with me long enough, or maybe you've done a few videos. You know that 4 and 6, 5 and 7, 7 and 9, whatever breath count works for you. Find a nice easy inhale where you're not stressing yourself, but you are lengthening the breath. A nice easy exhale. Again, where you're not stressing yourself, but you are lengthening your exhale. And then just paying attention and scanning into your rib cage. And just trying to feel with every inhale, not only do those ribs expand, but it feels as if your chest almost lifts up towards the sky, that your sternum lifts up towards the sky. As you exhale, the opposite happens and you almost just sink into a bit of a slouched position. If you wanted to exaggerate those movements a little bit, just to begin to start mobilizing your spine. Keep focusing on that length of breath, the softness of the breath, the subtleness of that breath. And just thinking back to our weekend just gone, what it is that's kind of maybe been going through our brains throughout it, whether or not come Sunday afternoon and evening we start getting worked up and worried about the Monday morning and maybe going back to work, even if it is just working from home. Maybe the sun was out and you just couldn't relax, you couldn't settle down, couldn't figure out how not to feel guilty for not pottering around and doing jobs that you think need doing. I'm sure we all find there's times when we just we'd like to be able to just stop and sit down and relax, but our brain says there's a more important thing needs doing, resting and relaxing. luxury right now, which maybe we don't have. At that point, can we come back to the breath? Can we come back to the ability to step away from being Wibbs, from being Lizzie, Susie, whatever it might be, from being the, if you like, the ego of, like, I don't mean that as in the kind of egoic, big-headed self, but actually of the I am Wibbs or Alex Coulson, the nurse yoga teacher living in Layham, Suffolk, whatever else. Can we step back from that and just be able to begin to watch and question and notice those thoughts and become separate from those thoughts? Can we begin to understand that we're probably going to constantly not be able to just to suddenly go, oh yeah, that's why, and then find relaxation, but be able to, when we start feeling like that, kind of question why, and then we kind of go, well, maybe because I feel like this needs doing or that needs doing, but why? And then, you know, see if we can keep stepping back and back and back into a place in which we can find maybe the little answer as to quite what it is that we don't want to sit with. And there might be a thing that at a time it was best to not sit with. We needed to find the time and the space away from that thought. Over time it's become more of a hindrance than a benefit. In yoga, this tends to be called like a samskara. It's like a mental vortex. A bit like Doug Chase's tail. And so how can we, over time, just sit with these thoughts, these feelings, these emotions, these sensations, step back, become, if you like, the watcher, as we would say in like yoga, as came down from Sankhya and Vedantic thought. And over time it becomes less painful, less obvious. It might take weeks or months or years, but over time we can begin to distance ourselves from that kind of anchor, this kind of weight that we've tied ourselves to. Come here. So just taking another 3 rounds of breathing, another 3 inhales and 3 exhales. Still trying to use that breath to lengthen and expand and press that whole rib cage out, feeling as if each and every space between the rib bones, where those intercostal muscles are opening like gills. As we exhale, they're drawing back in, feeling that diaphragm lifting back up, pushing the air out of our nose. So we're going to start with a few rounds of simple breath hold work. It's going to be breath hold on the exhale, so it's going to be inhale, exhale, hold the breath. We're going to try to hold for 20 seconds straight off the bat. Last week we were doing this and no one seemed to struggle too much with 20-ish seconds, so we're going to go jump straight into there. So taking a breath in and a breath out. Close the nostrils, hold the breath, holding there 20. and releasing. Take a breath in and a breath out. Take 2 more breaths, about 10 seconds between each round. And then again, we'll breathe in and we'll breathe out. Close your nostrils, hold them shut, breathing here, 20. Try to relax everything around it. Try to relax your belly, your thighs, your rib cage. Try to relax your throat, your temples. Just last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 2 breaths in between. You can write that down. And then again, inhaling, exhaling, hold the nose 20 seconds. Try just to relax into it. We should hopefully all feel relatively comfortable with this. "25 seconds should be a fairly standard place to be for someone to have functional breathing or more optimal breathing. And again, then inhaling and exhaling 2 times through. So we're going to try for 25 seconds this time. Again, inhaling and exhaling. Close your nose, squeeze it closed. 25, 24. Releasing and inhaling. And exhaling. Draw the arms up over the head. Reach them up towards the sky. Interlink the fingers. Push the palms up towards the sky. Reaching the whole of the body out. And just side bend your body towards the right. Inhale, come back up. My armpit. And exhale over towards the left. Again, keep reaching that right arm up towards the sky. Come back up through centre and then over towards the right again. So really feel as if that's that left arm reaching up towards the sky. And then again, rising back up. And now it's that right arm really reaching to push the right heel of the right hand up towards the sky. Don't worry about bending over so much, just go up, up, up. Release those hands down. Right hand behind the back, left hand onto right knee. Use your back hand, try not to be slouched, try to push yourself tall and rotate through. So while we are trying to sit up, we're trying not to kind of overly flare through the ribs, just keep them kind of fairly neutral, rolling through towards the right. Exhale, next breath, turn just the head back over left shoulder. Shoulders still facing towards 2 or 3 o'clock. Exhale, come back. Take it the other direction. Right hand onto left knee, left hand behind the back. Twisting through there. Again, left hand is still pushing you tall. Right hand rotating you through. The head turns back towards the right. You don't have a left head, but you do have a head, and that turns back right. And then again, releasing back towards the center. Again, we're going to draw the arms up overhead, interlink the fingers, push a little rotation just through the upper body. So now we don't have the arms to pull us, we're just having to use the muscles, the joints, and then come back through. Again, push through the hands, rotating the left. And then come back through center. Pull the elbows down through your cactus arms. And interlink the hands into the chest. Push your spine backwards, round down onto your belly. Almost feel as if you're going to roll off the back and fall over. You're rounding so much. Inhale, push the hands forward, really round through that back. If you're sitting cross-legged, see if you can actually push your feet away from you just a little bit, or actively push them across the floor. Hopefully that will feel like the low back does a bit more of the work there. Inhale, draw them back up. And then again, pushing back down and away. Interlink the arms around the knees, give them a big hug and a big squeeze. And then roll down towards your back. And then rolling forward and back. So it's just going to take a few little spinal massage-y rolls. And then relaxing down on towards your back. Legs up in the air, hands behind your thighs. Hold there for a moment. Breathing into the backs of your legs. You can pedal and shake the legs out a little bit. Bless you. Imagine you're just kind of walking on the ceiling. And then bend those knees, find happy baby pose, draw those knees down in towards the floor. Index finger, middle finger around your thumb, I guess, around your big toe. And then just roll left and right over to the sides. We're going to just begin to warm up through some of the hips and the side body, getting some of those obliques having to work. And then come back through towards the center. Roll yourself a couple of times again. And we're going to roll all the way up to a squat. So however you want to get yourself there. Roll yourself up. Find yourself squatting on toes or on flat feet, your choice. And then push yourself tall. Rolling yourself up to a standing forward fold, so legs stay relatively straight, obviously having a little soft bend in them, folding down, arms feel heavy. If you want, interlink hands onto the back of the neck, and then just sway yourself around here. Hands could just be hanging down, they could be interlinking into opposite elbows, your choice. And then we're going to roll our way all the way up to stand. So we're going to take some variations of our sun C's as we draw those arms up over the head. Exhale, folding forward, back down over our legs. Inhale, hands to shins, the thighs to feet, something, flat back, look forward. Exhale, hands to the floor, step right foot to the back of the mat, drop the right knee to the earth. Fingertips maybe stay on the floor, they might need to come up onto your knees, see how you feel. We're just going to lift through the chest. And then hands down, tuck the toes under, step back to plank. Knees, no knees, your choice. Come down, chaturanga to the best of your ability. Push back up. Drop to your knees, child's pose. We're going to roll all the way through to upward facing dog, so however you want to get there. Through your sits, through your knees, chest, chin, roll through, pelvis can be down. If that's more comfortable, you can take your cobra, Or you can take up dog, squeezing glutes on, shoulders back. Try just to turn your head and look over your right shoulder for the best of your ability. And then come back through and look left. Come back to centre, roll back down into downward facing dog. And then pedal and shake yourself around here. Be soft through knees, soft through shoulders, through hips. Just gently find the space that you can today. And then find that right leg lifting up. Keep the left knee soft. Pull the right foot in, step it to the inside of your right thumb. Left knee down, sweep the arms up over the head this time. Reaching tall, and you're going to just feel as the right, in fact just drop the right hand down beside you and reach your left hand as tall as you can. So really just going to reach up, 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 up. And then hands come down to the floor. Tuck your back toes, step yourself forward up to the front of the mat and fold yourself down. Inhale, rolling yourself all the way to stand up again. Drawing the arms up over your head. Exhale, folding back down over your legs. Shush. Oi, stop it. All the way down. Inhale, hands to shins and look forward. Exhale, left foot goes back, drop the left knee, hands to knees or keep them on the floor. Squeeze left bum cheek on, try to drop that left pelvis down a bit. And then hands into floor, tuck back toes, lift the back knees, step back to your plank pose. Your variation again. Knees down, knees up, come down, come back up, drop to the knees and roll back towards child's pose. Oi, dog. Roll through in towards your upward facing dog, however you want to get there. Rolling through. Again, lifting tall, squeeze bum cheeks, look left. And look right. Shut up. And then roll back into your downward facing dog. Jen knocked the dogs out. They didn't like it. That left leg lifts up towards the sky, bending that right knee, stepping the left foot through between the hands. Drop the right knee down, sweep the arms up over the head this time. Reach long and tall, left hand drops down beside you, right hand lifts up. So we're going to just start our moving a little bit quicker-ish, a little bit stronger-ish, just adding some more in now. Bring that right hand down, left hand down, tuck the back toes, lift the knee, step ourselves forward, rising to a flat back. Exhale, folding down over your legs. Inhale, reach those arms all the way up over the head. Exhale, bring them down beside us. Give them a little shake out. Inhale, draw the arms back up. Exhale, bring the left arm forward, right arm back, keep the pelvis facing 12 o'clock. Imagine if you had a belt buckle on, your zipper, whatever it might be, is facing 12. Arms are trying to spin. Head is going to look over your left shoulder. Inhale, bring the arms back up to the sky. Drop the right hand down, left hand back. Look over your right shoulder. Hands drop down the side. Sweep the arms back up. Exhale, folding down over the legs. Inhale, rise to a flat back. And then exhale, right foot steps back, dropping right knee. This time, both hands lift up. Exhale, cactus arms pull down. Hands come into chest. Push the spine backwards. So as soon as you push your hands into your sternum, the hip flexor should feel a slightly bigger pull. And then push those hands away. As you do, you're going to then pull them back through into prayer. Cross the right elbow over your left knee. Find a twist there. So we find this twist variation of Anjaneyasana. Inhale, lift the left hand up, drop the right hand down as controlled and slowly as you can. Tuck your back knee if you want the extra tuck, and lift the back knee up, lift and hip. Lift through the left hand, drop through the right hip. Exhale, left hand down to the floor. So begin to straighten your left leg to the best of your ability, finding a little, whatever this pose is called here, pyramid pose. And then you're going to try to keep that right fingertips off palm flat, and then with a straight or straightening left leg, twist back towards the left like you did a moment ago. Remember, your right heel doesn't have to be down. If you're watching, you can see my heel's quite high off the ground. Take that option. You don't have to be forcing it down. We're not taking that warrior one 45-degree angle foot at the back just now. Exhale, left hand down to the floor. From here, step back into your into your plank pose. Your variation, roll forward, come down through chaturanga and push back up. Drop down on towards your left elbow and roll to the outsides, or outside of your left foot, inside of your right foot, and just lift your right hand up and over your head. So it's a side plank on the elbow, but you're reaching that right arm over, you're squeezing up through that gap between the rib cage and the pelvis. And then that right hand comes back down to the floor. We're going to roll onto the right hand side plank, other side, lifting through that same spot. Imagine that soft bit of tissue between the hard lower aspect of your ribs and the hard upper aspect of your pelvis, that bit closing up. Left hand down to the floor, drop to your knees, child's pose. We're going to sweep straight through into upward facing dog, low cobra or sphinx. It's your choice. Again, but at this point, can the shoulders feel like they're drawing backwards? We don't need to open our neck there. Just drop it down, look forward. Bend the knees, lift the hips up and back into our downward facing dog. Perfect opportunity again for Nago, and shake your hips around. Feel into that side body a little bit. And a bit like what we just did when we were in that little low side plank, we're going to drop over our feet onto the outside aspect of the left foot, inside of the right. And we're going to bend our knees as deeply as we can. And we're going to rise up onto our right fingertips and feel that extra length through that right side. Come back up, switch the feet, same again. Sink the bum down, bend the knees deeply, walking left hand forward, left hand to fingertips. Rising back up. Sweep that right leg up towards the sky. Open that hip, boy dog peeing on a fence. Look under your right shoulder and then look back down towards the floor and drop your right shoulder. Feel that closing off through that upper body. Pull the right knee into the chest, step it through between the hands. Excuse me. Drop the left knee, sweep the arms up over the head. Exhale, pull the hands down. Interlink the hands behind the back. Lift the chest up. Tuck your back toes. Use your hands on the floor here if you need, or just lift off the back foot. We're going to come to stand on our right leg, standing balance. Lift yourself up. Release those hands out. Straighten your left leg out in front of you. Find your right hand again. If you needed to, you could just bend the knee or keep it straight. Right hand is going to come outside your left leg, and you're going to try to twist yourself to look back behind you if you wanted to. Left hand can come off behind you. If for those of you who practice relatively often and you've got the bind around your big toe or the outside of your left foot, that's the option too. But again, you might just be here with the left knee bent, left hand behind you. Exhale, left foot to the floor. Close the eyes as you relax down into both feet. Note to yourself, never wear black around two Dalmatians on a great day. You look white. Inhale, draw the arms up over the head. Exhale, fold down in towards your forward fold. All the way down towards the floor. Inhale, rise to your flat back. Exhale, folding down. Again, roll yourself all the way back up towards your standing. Bring those arms up over the head. Left arm comes back behind you. Right hand stays forward. Belt buckle still at 12 o'clock. Head tries to rotate over the right shoulder. So the idea being here is that as our chest is turning left, it's meaning our pelvis is rotating right in relation to it, and our head on top is then also rotating right. Sweep the hands down, pull them back the other way, so the right hand has gone back, pulling the chest towards sort of 1, 2, 3 o'clock. Head looks back towards sort of 11, 10 o'clock. Inhale, draw the arms up. Exhale, fold down and over the legs down towards your thighs. Inhale, rise to flat back. Exhale, stepping left foot back. Drop your left knee to the floor. Sweep your arms up over the head and reaching long and tall. So those hands come down through those cactus arms. They're going to come all the way down, interlink in towards our chest, drop our chest out back. So imagine you're pushing the bottom of your rib cage down, and that should give you a pull in towards your hip flexor there. Push the hands forward, out in front of you. Keep that round of the spine. Good. As you then pull those hands in, they come into prayer. We cross left elbow over right knee. And there we find our little twist towards the right. You might get the odd pop in the back. You could tuck your back toes under. If you want, lift that back knee. All of this bit can be done minus the knee lifted. Right hand lifts towards the sky. Left hand comes down to the floor for that twist through there. Wonderful. So hopefully the outside of this right leg is beginning to feel a bit of a pull as this chest twists on top. Right hand comes down towards the floor. We straighten and bend into that front leg for our pyramid again. So it's your chance just to explore. So again, in yoga, in movement and everything, we end up saying straighten your leg. Like twist your body. Everything is like end ranges. Instead, put in or probably put in. So straightening your leg, twisting your body, rotating to the left. So you're not rotated necessarily, you're just finding the place within your body that you find some movement. Left hand comes into the floor, and we're going to try that twisted. So again, it might be that if you have a book or a block or something to put your left hand on, that could be beneficial. It might just be that you're on fingertips. It might be that you just don't straighten your leg a huge amount. And we rotate back to the right into this twisted triangle. If you can, your left shoulder, can you rotate it back under you a little bit? So it's probably wanting to feel like it's wrapping over the top of your shoulder in towards your chest. Can you rotate it back the other way? And then bend into the front knee, hand down to the floor, pick that foot up, step back towards your plank. Your choice again, knees or no knees. Bend 2 degrees, bend 12 degrees, bend to 90 degrees. Push back up, drop to your knees, roll back child's pose. We're going to drag ourselves through into knees, chest, chin, into chaturanga, into upward facing dog, below cobra or sphinx. Find your option again. and then rolling back into downward facing dog. So again, roll onto the outside edges of the feet, bend the knees, walk that left hand further out, and then come back up. Roll towards the outside edge of the left foot, inside edge of the right foot, bend the knees, and then come back out. Roll yourself in towards your high plank. Drop to the right elbow and to the outside edge of your right foot, inside edge of your left foot. Lifting that left hand up and drape it over towards the floor. Again, try to feel as if you're pushing almost up from the underside of the armpit to feeling like the whole of your rib cage gets a lengthen. Bring the left hand to the floor. However you want to get there, we're going to roll through. I didn't say last time, but if side plank is difficult for the wrist or anything like that, be on the knuckles, be on the fingertips, drop your left knee down, reaching that right hand up. Right hand comes down, we spin back to down dog. Left foot lifts towards the sky. Excuse me, open that hip into our three-legged dog. Open it up into that boy dog peeing on a fence, and then pull that left foot through between your hands. Drop your right knee to the earth. Lift the arms up over the head. Again, exhale, pull them down through the cactus. So when we're doing this, I don't know how easy you can see on that screen, especially as I'm wearing black, but pull the elbow down, feel like the hand comes back slightly. So from 12, the hand drops back to like 1 o'clock, 11 o'clock, whichever one it might be. And then feel as if you push your little finger towards the outside wall as well. That should pull the shoulder blades in towards your spine a bit more. From here, we're going to drop the hands down behind. So that probably made no sense to any of you, but maybe I'll do a video on that one. Pull the chest up. Tuck your back toes under. Lift. As we step forward, we release the hands. So we just step, release, pull the arms up. Again, bent knee could stay bent with left arm on there. If you want to, the leg could straighten, the hand still stays at the knee, right hand behind you. If you want to take the full variation, then maybe you get outside of right foot, right hand behind the back. And again, why not, rather than just sticking to a really straight front leg, upper leg, right leg, which is what you want to call it, bend and straighten it. See what that feels like. How much of a challenge is that to your balance? And then release down to the floor. Beautiful. Give yourself a little shake. Out. Close the eyes. And feel yourself grounding down into your feet. Inhaling 4, exhaling 6. Whichever your breath count was at the beginning, find it again now. Inhaling, drawing those arms up over the head. Exhaling, sinking down into your squat pose, not your squat, your chair pose, sinking, hinging at the hips, dropping down, hands either out in front or over the head. We're only going to be here for a second as those hands pull down into prayer. Left elbow crosses right knee, twist towards the right. Lift the left heel off the floor. So now you're going to have to make sure the weight is in your right foot. Can you lift onto the left, just the left big toe? So now you know that all the weight is in that right foot. Can you lift the right foot up? Step it back to the back of, sorry, the left foot I think I meant. Sorry. Step the left, you can do the right foot, try it. That might take some magic. Step the left foot back. We're in this twisted side, whatever this is, like high lunge twist. And then inhale, draw the arms up, and we're going to open to warrior two. I'm going to spin just so I'm facing the other way. So you can see we're in warrior two, opening up. Again, getting into our side body, reaching the right hand straight up, not back, just go up, go higher up, nice. That might even give you a bit of a pull down into your inner thigh. Now begin just to side bend to the left. Hopefully the whole underside of that armpit all the way down is lengthening. Right forearm to the right thigh, left arm up over your head. And again, try not to let the arm slouch. Think reach up and out. Try to touch diagonally up. And the more you do that, the more you're going to be pulling the whole shoulder girdle up and out. Straighten your front leg, lift up and turn both feet to face towards the left, I think. Left. Cool. Hands on hips. We're going to try to push down to the outside edges of the feet, hinge at the hips and fold forward. Fingertips maybe come down to the floor. Maybe the forehead begins to creep down between the legs. Push the left hand into the floor, reach the right hand up. Find your spinal twist. Wrap, if you can, the right hand behind your left hip. So even if you can't, you can just get hold of your left bum cheek, your left trouser leg, whatever it might be. And then we're going to try to get our belly button towards our right thigh and get our left hand towards our right outer ankle, sorry. It's Monday morning, I didn't sleep very well, I apologise. Releasing those arms, right fingertips to the floor, lift and tall, left arm to the sky. Keep trying to press the outsides of those feet down. Wrap that left arm behind your right hip, right hand towards your left thigh, ankle, shin, foot, whichever one works for you. And then coming back through to center. Inhale, roll yourself all the way back up to stand. Inhale, draw the arms up over the head, interlink the fingers again. Reaching tall, then go up and out, not just over. Now begin to side bend right. And then inhale, coming back up, and then go left. And then come back up. Hands back onto hips, and just heel toe those feet in until they're just outside hip width apart. So imagine like your heels will just be on the outside. If you had a mat running the opposite direction, it'd be just sort of that far apart. Sink the hips down into our active squat. Drop and hold for 10, for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push and straighten, turn back to the front. Step your left foot forward. Relaxing down here. We've just got to do that on the other side. And then we'll come into some relaxing, stretchy bits. Draw the arms up over the head. Sink your hips down in towards your chair pose. Hands can be heart center, out in front, whatever works best for you right now. Wherever we go, the hands now come into prayer. Right elbow crosses left. Twisting towards the left. So for now, just move your pelvis, move the whole of your body towards the left foot. That should mean your right heel can lift quite comfortably off the floor. That will hopefully mean that we can get onto just the right big toe. Hopefully that right foot can pick up and step back. If that's too much of a challenge, just undo the twist and just try to step back gently from there. From this twist here, again, we're just opening ourselves up. And then we're going to inhale, sweep the arms up, rotating through into warrior two, sinking hips down. Think outside of right foot pushes into the floor, left knee bends forward, sinking hips down. Can we get this right leg to feel as if it's rolling out? In fact, if you just grab hold of like your right thigh, keeping your pelvis still, try to roll that leg out. So try to actually feel as if you pull your thigh bone out and round. Cool. So again, now the left hand has to reach up, and we just go up, not over yet, just up. We can still sink the hip down as this goes up for even more, and then we can begin to just lean backwards. Doesn't have to be a big lean back. And now left forearm to left thigh, right forearm or hand, sorry, just reaches up towards the diagonal. So, don't know what that'd be, 10 o'clock-ish. Just keep reaching it out, keep reaching it out, keep reaching it out. Straighten your left leg. Hands come onto hips, folding forward down over the legs. Sink your hips down as best as you would like to. At this point, we are just going to soften everything and sway around. You turn both sets of feet to something like 45 degrees, something around that area, so kind of towards the corners of the mat. Fingertips can stay on the floor. We're going to try to lift the right heel off the floor and lift our way up to stand. I'm definitely going to get pushed over here. So we're now in this position. Our right hand is then going to reach up towards the sky again. Shut up, Dexter. And then we're going to fold over outside. And so our right side of the knee, Dexter, outside. Back, outside. Go on. Outside. And then we're going to come back up. From here, we're going to lift our left heel. And so we're bending almost like a funny warrior two pose. And then that left hand reaches up and we side bend over the other way. So this is called Skandasana. It's our dancing warrior. And then again, come back up. Fold forward all the way back down over the legs. Right hand, hang on, which way do we need to go? You step back that way. Yeah, right hand into the floor, left hand lifts up. This time, rather than wrapping, we're just going to bring our left hand under, right arm to the left leg, and draw it somewhere down the outside of that right leg. The right hand lifts towards the sky. And then we relax back to center. The left hand comes straight down to the floor. The right hand stays over the head. Sweep the right hand back down. Under, grab your left foot. Left hand reaches towards the sky. And then sweep back down towards the center. Inhale, lifting all the way back up. We're going to spin back towards the front. Step ourselves into that place there. However you want to get down towards your bum, hands, no hands, squat, collapse, fall over, whatever works. Just make your way down towards your bum. We're going to draw ourselves up into a bit of a Navasana. And all we're going to try to do is bring our left elbow to touch the outside of our right knee. And then come back through, right elbow to touch the outside of our left. And if you want to do it with hands in prayer, and just cross, and cross, and cross, and cross. Just 5 more each side. 4, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1. Feet down to the floor. Soles of the feet together. Find a little Baddha Konasana, a little bound angle. We're going to come into a little pigeon in a moment. Not a long held one, but just a little exploratory one. So
It'll be the right foot which stays forward, left leg is going to sweep back.
So as you sit tall, pull that right foot in towards your bum. Sweep the left foot back behind you. Remember, if stag or the other one, stag or deer pose, sometimes called, would be nicer, feel free to take that. And we're just going to fold our way down. As we fold down, relaxing everything. As we lift back up, pull your left foot up towards your bum. Don't have to grab it with your hand, but we're just going to feel this left foot. It's going to lift up and then fold back down. And then again, inhale, lift back up. Like, by all means, if you want it to reach back and get it, and give it a little tug, feel free. Inhale, lifting up. Again, it could be left hand or right which grabs it. In many ways, it will just give you a different sensation in the quad. And then final time, lifting back up. Sink down on towards your right thigh. Sweep those legs around. Take it the other direction. Find a little pigeon on this side. And then again, so once we're here, we're going to exhale, relax everything down over the legs. Inhale, lifting tall, pull that right foot up. Exhale, folding back down. Inhale, lifting back up. Exhale, folding back down. Final one, inhale again, is that grab if you want it at any point. And then folding back down. Find the hands under the shoulders, slide that knee back, come into child's pose, relax back towards child's pose. Walking your left hand to place on top of your right hand, maybe even walking your right hand slightly further across too. And then walking hands in the opposite direction. Right hand on top of left. Feeling that right hand reaching further, lengthening that side body out. And then slowly roll yourself up. Take the legs out in front of you. We're going to come back towards that little happy baby. Perfect way just to free off all of the spine, all of the hips, the shoulders. Just gently massage your back around. And then whenever you're ready, allow those feet to come down to the floor. Find the hands coming into the back of the neck. Pick the back of the head up and just lengthen the back of your spine out, the back of your head out. And then place that down to the floor. Grab hold of your trapezius, that's that kind of big triangular bit of muscle. That's at the bottom of your neck, top of your shoulders. And just giving that bit a nice good massage, a nice pull and rub about. Even a self-massage, while it's not as relaxing as somebody else, you really can just begin to free off a little bit of tension. Rub your knuckles up the outsides of your neck to the back and bottom of your head. Rub your thumbs into the back of the ears, down the spine, down the neck, down towards the shoulders. Start those thumbs at the front of the ears, almost at the bottom of the jaw. Chase it round the back of the ears again, each time giving the back of the skull a little bit of a rub, a little bit of a massage. That might feel quite tense there. Unsurprisingly, this is where tension headaches tend to obviously manifest, and that's all of this neck muscle connecting from our torso up into our head, feeling tight. Run your fingers through your hair if you haven't done it yet. Obviously, if you're beautifully made up, that might not feel nice. Maybe if you have no hair, that might not be the easiest to run it through, but you can at least massage the top of your head. If you've got hair, give it a little squeeze, a little scrunch. It feels, for me, it feels quite nice anyway. Give your face one last little rub around, and then allow yourself to relax down in towards your Shavasana. Legs can be long, legs can be bent up. Just moving the breath back into the nostrils and watching for the quality of that breath. Watching for the warmth, watching for whichever side is easier to breathe through. Watching for the length that you naturally fall into. And then again we return ourselves to those thoughts that maybe we started with, and our ability to watch our thoughts, to watch ourselves, to watch the places our mind likes to go. And what do we say to ourselves when we say that we can't do something? Do we say, I can't do it, my brain doesn't let me do it, I can't relax, I can't step back? And can we reframe the way we look at that? Can we try to look at it from a different lens? There's absolutely nothing, if you like, physically stopping you from doing it. There's something, these samskaras, which are doing it. So the more we can try to observe these patterns that we've formed and habits that we've created, the more we can then begin to look at it from the third person's perspective. And as we begin to look at it more from that third person's perspective, our previous held beliefs about it can seem kind of less binding. So just taking another 3 breaths. And as you take these breaths, just know that whatever it is that we're talking about, it doesn't have to ever happen today, tomorrow, this week. It's just the ability, as I always say, to watch and observe, to use our practice outside of our mat, to continue to watch and observe our thoughts and our feelings and our processes. And as you finish, begin to draw those arms up over your head and lengthen them back behind you. Begin to draw those knees up in towards your belly and give them a big hug and a squeeze in. Begin to roll your way up to a nice comfortable seated position. And then with the eyes remaining closed, just find yourself wherever feels best for you. Sitting nice and tall, finding the hands in prayer up to the third eye, the spot between our eyebrows, as we remind ourselves to have clear and loving thoughts for ourselves, our friends, our families, or anyone else that we may come across in our day-to-day lives. Hands down to our mouths, as we remind ourselves to have clear and loving communications with ourselves, our friends, our families, or anyone else that we may come across in our day-to-day lives. And finally, hands down to heart centres, as we remind ourselves to have clear and loving and honest intentions for whatever it is we plan for the rest of today, this week, this month, this year, or the foreseeable future of our lives. We'll close out the practice with an Om, join in if you like, or just relax here, taking a breath in. Apparently Doug found that funny. And then Lakastana starts looking at the Ubuntu. May all beings be happy and free. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you all very much. Let's just unmute. Thank you all very much. 16 in the end. Lovely. Thank you all very much. Cheers, guys. Say again, sorry?
I didn't see the kids are playing upstairs.
Oh, God. This one is such, there's no kids present, it's such a knob, aren't you? Hey? And him and Dexter are just starting to play now, but it just means they're fighting him.